it's the only reserve in South Africa that's public land, federal government land, municipal village land, and private land of 12 landowners, Vetpal being the 12th. Hey, they have a staff. They have a staff. They've reintroduced black rhinos in this region after how many years? Yeah. And cheetah and all these other species, they're doing amazing things, but they have to, this is where Vetpal is important because it is a way to transition veterans. It's a way to calm them down. Yeah, it still can be a dangerous mission, not just for the people that you're going after, but the wildlife is dangerous. The wildlife is arguably, in my opinion, more dangerous than the poachers because
they don't.
They're wild animals. There was just a woman in Zambia, an elderly woman. I believe she was like 80 years old. An elephant smashed a safari truck and she was killed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Do we have that video actually? Because it doesn't show her actually getting smashed. But Alessi, if you can type in elephant knocks over safari truck.
Yeah, I saw it.
It just shows if you piss an animal that size off, this.
You have the largest land mammals in the world out there. You've got elephants. Not Asian elephants are up there too, but African elephants. You got white rhinos, black rhinos, hippos, Cape buffalo. It's even a giraffe can kill you with a kick.
Right. Yeah, the New York Post one. Do that one. This video is pretty crazy because it's like it happens so fast too. It just comes right over the truck.
Alessi, you need to get premium.
I know, dude. Give me the hookup.
It seems far away at first. You're watching it.
And that elephant right there, I'll tell you right now, he's not even running full speed.
No, he's not.
He could crush right through those trees.
Trotting. Boom.
Gosh, damn.
He came over and readied for the squat. All right, let's lift this bitch up. Boom.
Damn.
Gone. It's amazing only one person died in that too. Very scary.
Yeah, I've had some scary situations with elephants, and you got to respect that species.
Oh yeah,
always. There are so many conservationists that spend so much time around certain elephants, like certain herds of elephants, and they know the matriarch or this, these bull elephants that this pair, because they typically an older bull will team up with a younger bull, teach it once it's out of the herd, the mating herd, it's kicked out. The older bull will take it under its wing, teach it how to be an elephant, essentially. But they seem chill, whatever. And I always see it, they'll be on foot or in a vehicle, chill. And no, you're getting complacent and you're going to get somebody killed. And these are trained conservationists, and I hate seeing it. You don't respect that animal enough. You just don't.
They've also, their population in the beginning of the 1900s was at 1.2 million in Africa.
Yep.
And it got as low as, I want to say, 275,000.
That's correct.
Now, like we said, I think you said 400. I believe, we can correct me if I'm wrong here, I think it's even up to 460 or something like that. So not where it was. We got to get it back, but we're doing a lot better. But you think about that and how brilliant and intelligent these animals are and how well they communicate. We've played so many videos on so many podcasts of different things elephants can do. The generational trauma communication that occurs in that species, to understand that, it's one thing if they know, you and your guys because they see them every day and the same elephants see them oh, okay, they protect us. But they see humans out there and something ticks the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, killer? Okay, well let's go take care of it. They're an animal. That's what they. We do it to other humans sometimes too, and we go to jail for it. But there's no jail out there. This is what it is.
No, it's the truth, because we've sent teams into reserves that in the past, we'll work with any reserve that wants to preserve these species. Work with any of them. I don't get down with the elephant hunting. Personally, I just don't. As the president of Vetpal, I don't. It's the whole mentality behind it. It's I'm going to pay all this money to go. I have zero issues with hunting. I have none. Dude, I eat meat off the grocery store shelf. That's the worst thing you can do.
This is what I like about you guys. You're not preachy vegans or shit like that. You're like real people, and you have a dose of reality of where things need to be for balance in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I think we're more animal welfare than animal rights. Animal rights is the individual animal. Animal welfare is the grander scheme of all animals. What's best for all species in the ecosystem. And, personally, the mentality that goes into, hey, I got to go stroke my ego and pay a ton of money to shoot an elephant. I don't get it.
Stupid.
Having spent time around these animals, I just don't get it. I try to stay as rational as possible and look at these things without too much emotion. Otherwise, who knows? I'll start something else other than vet paw. I'm too emotional. But these countries, Africa's not what it used to be in the early 1900s. There are fences around a lot of reserves. The human population has exploded. And any time that animals and humans interact, it's bad. So you put these fences up. And now, you can't keep these. There's no proven effective birth control for elephants. They've tried some things. We've personally been involved with it here and there.
How can you divulge details on that?
I'm not a veterinarian. We were assisting and helping in the darting and monitoring the vital signs of the elephants when they started it. But that's a big need. Like if you don't want elephants hunted, because these reserves do have. They have huge staffs. It costs a lot of money, not just federal reserves like Kruger, but private reserves like Buffalo Kloof, for instance. That's our headquarters reserve. It's the only reserve in South Africa that's public land, federal government land, municipal village land, and private land of 12 landowners, VetPol being the 12th. Hey, they have a staff. They have a staff. They've reintroduced black rhinos in this region after how many years? Yeah. And cheetah and all these other species, they're doing amazing things, but they have to, and I speak about all reserves, they have to pay the bills. And without these reserves, people don't have jobs. You're talking about impoverished villages. You want to sit here as Americans and we talk about, poor, Africans because we're on this freaking pedestal. But it's like, hey, then you can't get too emotional about the decisions that they have to make to do what's best for their culture.
Well, you highlight the point of like when animals and humans are forced to interact in their environment, some bad things are going to happen. In that Leonardo DiCaprio documentary, I remember we brought this up last time too, but there's now a new story that's very relevant to this, so I want to bring it up again. But in that Leonardo DiCaprio documentary, Ivory Game, there's one part where people are talking about killing elephants and they're locals where I understand why they'd say that. Because what happened was a ton of elephants were coming in and eating all the vegetation that these people survive off of. And so to the credit of the conservationists on the ground who were on camera communicating with these people, the conservationists also understood, hey, this isn't like they want to kill elephants because they hate them. It's a necessity of like they need to pay their bills to survive, and this animal is threatening it. So if we don't do something about it, they are going to have to take action. And so they didn't treat it like, they're killing elephants or poaching. And that's an important distinction. And the reason I bring it up is because there was this recent story that sparked some debate, like even in America, because it sounded very odd, out of Germany, where I forget which African government, but Botswana was threatening to send 20,000 elephants to Germany, I think because of some of the elephants were interfering with vegetation and stuff?
So Botswana years ago had deployed their military to national parks and any government-run parks to protect elephants from poaching. They did an incredible job. Probably the best on the continent. Hey, our military's not deploying. We're not in a war. Hey, let's put them to good use. Hey, you don't say VetPol, right? And their elephant population has since exploded, massive. It's blowing up in a few countries, but Botswana, their president, what he has done by deploying that military was such a great decision. Now, that said, Germany came in and banned all elephant trophies from hunts. You know, the heads and the tusks, whatever. Not whatever, but heads and tusks, all the trophies.
Like bringing it back to Germany.
Yep, hunters can't do that. And Europe is a huge, huge trophy hunter region. They love to go to Africa and do what they do.
Okay.
So Botswana's retaliation was threatening to send 20,000 elephants to Germany. But, I mean...
Can we scroll down on this? I just want to read the top of it, Alessi, the actual article. All right, the president of Botswana has threatened to send 20,000 elephants to Germany in a dispute over conservation. Earlier this year, Germany's environment ministry suggested that there would be stricter limits on importing trophies from hunting animals. Botswana's president, Mokgweetsi Masisi, told German media that would only impoverish people in his country. He said elephant numbers had exploded as a result of conservation efforts, and hunting elephant helped keep them in check. Germans should live together with the animals in the way that we are trying that they are trying to tell us to. The president told German newspaper Bild, "This is no joke." Okay. So the reason I say some of it was sparking debate is because they at the end result is they are talking about, oh, well, you're going to end up, however you're doing it, you're going to kill some elephants because it's exploding in that country. That said, seeing as we had a population go down from 1.2 million across an enormous continent, by the way, an enormous continent. 1.2 million is not a crazy number, right? Aren't there other places that have been depleted where we can redeploy some elephants similarly to what you do with black rhino that Vetpal does?
That's a complex question, and I appreciate it. I think that if you look at the evolution of the biodiversity and the bio makeup of Africa, you'll see a huge change. Like Kenya, the holding capacity, for instance, from the 1900s to now of the different wildlife species is drastically lower.
Mm.
Why is that? And I'm going to say something that's pretty controversial. Again, I'm not a hunter. I am not a hunter. I used to hunt men. That's what I did. I have no interest in hunting. I wasn't a hunter before that either.
Understood.
When they stopped allowing hunting of all sorts, you started to see the decline in their ecosystem because, let's say, and it's just different gestation rates between species. Impala reproduce like rabbits, for God's sakes. Elephants, 24 months for a baby. So it mows down the ecosystem. The plants all affect each other. You take down one species of fauna and then or flora, you're gonna lose another. Just because they all balance each other.
So you're saying a level of it is important to have.
Yeah, and so just these other regions, they can't hold this amount of elephants. Now, 400,000, to put it in contrast, is way different than 1.2 million from the early 1900s. So yes, they can probably move them. It costs money though, and who's going to pay for that? What country is going to step up and say, "Hey, we'll pay for the movement of those. We'll pay for the veterinary stuff to move them." Whereas you have hunters coming from Germany. If we're going to be critics, then we got to step up and pay for it. We have to.
Fair.
Burger King, man. Burger King. Can't have it your way.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's just hard to fathom killing one of them.
I couldn't imagine.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen the videos of people doing it. It just looks stupid. It look like it. You watch this huge animal coming at them, and it's like, I mean, a fucking blind person could aim at it. The target's so big. Like, what's so impressive about killing it? You shot it. Your target is literally fucking 20 feet large.
Yeah.
It's not like shooting a deer from, sniping it from 500 yards away or something. Yeah. While it moves quickly.
Yeah, you're keeping quiet for 2 hours.
Yeah, and sometimes they shoot it, and then it's in pain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, from a mindset standpoint, it would be, it's a...
Chaz. Talking to the mic.
Yeah. From a mindset standpoint, it's more of like from a food or survival standpoint, but from a sport, it just doesn't make a lot of sense in where you guys are, in where you're at and what you're doing. Like, there's so much more. I think there's other things that you can do. Granted, people might disagree with that in other ways, and I could totally disagree with them in that respect.
Yeah, it's their right, but no, I just disagree with it. You know, if you want to go hunt an antelope species or, you know, and I guess that's me also putting one life, you know, valuing one life over another.
Sure.
But for me, it's, I don't know, elephants are one of the most intelligent and one of the most emotional species on the planet. I can't do it.
There's also a lot of antelope.
Yeah.
A lot of deer,
like we have so many,
antelope.
there's certain overpopulated animals.
Yeah. But, you know, listen, at the end of the day, I'm an American and I'm not a conservationist by trait. I am a conservationist and I didn't go to school for it, but goddamn, you try to take that away from me. Good luck.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.